YouTube family, welcome back to the channel. So we are here in 24/7 Fitness in Bella Terre, Katy. I just finished my back workout with Rini. It's been a long time since I shot my last video. So today I wanted to share you three tips which can give you a good muscle activation while working the back. Back is a hard muscle to train simply because it's hard to visualize, unlike your chest or delts where you can see in the mirror when you're performing the workout. However, in back you really need to have the mind to muscle connection to be able to recruit those muscle fibers, right? So a little adjustment in your grip and also your shoulder position, you can adjust a little bit so that you get a very good activation of the lats, right? I have found it working for me. I've implemented it since the last couple of months, and I can see, or I can feel, like really when I'm working out, I can feel the muscle much better than I have been doing since last so many years, right? So if I look at the back workout, right, if I do the movement, you know, just pulling movement, right? Let me show you with an example here. Yeah, you can come from here, this side. So you can see if I just, let me decrease the weight a bit to show you the movement. So if I pull, right, if keep an eye on this muscle, right, if I just pull, you can see that the movement is here on my rear delt, right? You see that, Rini? Right? But if I turn this around a bit this way, right? I do my grip a bit and then push it down, keep my shoulder locked and down and move it back, and I move it and I do the rowing now. You can see that only my back is pulling, right? So normally this is the movement. I pull. You can see that the real delt is getting recruited as well. But if I twist it, right, move my back down and I pull now, you will only see that the back is activated. Does it make sense? Ready? Yeah? So that's one adjustment when you do. Don't just you pull this way. Now you stay here, rotate your shoulder, and tuck it down, and now you pull, right? Shoulder rotate, tuck it down, and then you start pulling. You see that only the lats is getting recruited, right? That's tip number one. Tip number two is the way you pull, right? This, I have been doing it a long time, and I can always see that my biceps were really getting pumped up, right? Yeah, I mean, bicep is a secondary muscle, and it will get activated when you're doing the workout. But if it's like completely pumped more than your back, then you know that your grip is not correct, right? You're working your biceps more than your lats. So what I wanted you to do is, when you hold the grip, right, and you pull, you don't pull with these three fingers. Your pulling should be with the pinky fingers and the one on your ring finger, right? You try to pull on the lower side. Not the lower side. You should be trying to pull with the outermost fingers. Yeah, here. So when I pull this way, you can easily see that you're recruiting only the back. But if I just pull with the force from the fingers, my index and the middle finger, yes, you will get some activation, but you will see also your biceps and this inner elbow is getting activated, right? You don't want to do that because that will activate your bicep, right? Even when you stress, right, just for a moment, wherever you are, okay, just hold something and you try to stress by putting the pressure on the pinky and the ring finger, right? You try to stress, you will see that immediately this is connected, right? But if I do this, yes, you can stress, but your bicep is also recruited. If you want to test it out, right, when you drive a car, when you hold the steering, okay, just hold the steering from the pinky finger and the index finger. You can do a lot of long drivings without the neck pain. Why? Because these fingers are connected to the to the back, so your pain on the neck is not happening. But if you hold it like this, you're steering, and you drive for 4 or 5 hours, you will see that eventually you started to have pain on your necks. Okay, so simply because it is connected, the muscles, the way it is connected, and then eventually 4 or 5 hours down the line, you will start to have pain, right? So it's a very, very basic driving lesson also. When you're driving, hold the steering with your pinky fingers and your ring fingers. So you do this, right? You do this. See where you're feeling on the latch. If I do this, where you're feeling? Somewhere here. A little bit on the latch, but somewhere here. Okay. So that's tip number 2. The third tip is actually with all the workouts is to start with a pre-exhaust set. Okay. What I mean by pre-exhaust set is to exhaust that muscle with an isometric exercise, right? Don't start with a compound movement. So if you're like in the back, what I do is before I start my back movement, I do a rope pull down as the video here. So you can see that, you know, this kind of workout at the start of my workout, you know, it completely pre-exhausts the muscle, and you get this good blood flow, right? This is very good in injury prevention and also in longevity, right? Like I said, when you pre-exhaust, right, you don't need that much of very heavy lifting to be able to recruit that muscle, right? Pre-exhaustion is not found to be superior in muscle activation and hypertrophy, as has been seen in studies, but it is also not found to be inferior in the muscle activation which is required for hypertrophy, right? So in terms of longevity, especially if you're aging, if you're 35 plus, 40 plus, right, you can't be lifting like a guy who is 25 plus and keep on pumping like, you know, 3-4 plates, right? And in the end, you might end up hurting yourself, your joints will start to come in, right? So I'm now 35, I'm 38 plus, so I'm looking at all of the scientific studies to be able to get the same amount of muscle activation, get the same amount of result without hurting myself, right? Because my joints and everything is not going to be the same as when I was 25 years old. So you want to do that, do a pre-exhaust set, start of your workout, get the blood flow, muscle is exhausted. Now you can completely, you'll get the same amount of muscle activation with probably 2/3 of half of what you lift, right? Same result, less stress on the joint, less strain, good health of your, you know, in the long run you will be saving yourself from a lot of pains. So those are the 3 tips. Tip number 1 is, again I'll recap, is to whenever you're pulling, right, rotate your shoulder, tuck it in, and then start to pull. So that's going to activate your lat. When you're pulling any movement, from pulling from the bar or you're rowing, row it from this side, right, from these 2 fingers. And third is pre-exhaust set, right? So those are the 3 reps. Those are the 3 tips. I'll do this series for all of the body parts whenever I finish the workout, right? Probably the legs or chest. So keep watching and comment, like, and subscribe the channel. This really help us. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.